Hi, everybody. Welcome to AP Research. I'm Ms. Verdensky. If you haven't had the opportunity of meeting me previously, I hope you stop by to say hi if you're still on campus. I'm in room F7, or you can always please email me at verdenskyk@pcsb.org. That's V as in Victor, E-R, D as in David, E-N-S-K-Y, K@pcsb.org. Even over the summer, I will periodically be checking my email, so if you need anything, please reach out to me. I know it's summer, but I am asking you to please start thinking about your topics and do a little bit of preliminary research. So our biggest goal this year is that you're choosing a topic of your interest. It should be something that you can identify a gap. That means something that you're adding to this conversation that hasn't been addressed before. So for example, we'll read a sample about a young lady in the Miami-Dade area that researched the impact football has on the rate of DUI arrest in the Miami area. So studies have been done in the past about how on special events and sporting occasions and holidays, the rates of DUIs do increase. However, no one had previously done specifically Miami-Dade and specifically football, particularly the Super Bowl. So she accessed public data about the number of arrests and made graphs and charts charting all of it. So that was her independent research. That was her method. So think of something that is important to you, that interests you, that you will be engaged with for an entire year. So I encourage you to think about your potential professions or college degrees that you're interested in, as this will be an excellent opportunity for you to do some self-inquiry to help you better prepare for your next step. This year's #1 college application and scholarship essay asked students to describe what they have done to prepare for their next profession or their next degree. So this could be that thing for you. We're also going to talk a lot about how we can then initiate and make an impact on our communities. That's another big thing that many professional organizations and corporations and scholarships and colleges look at. What type of initiative does a student have? And are they willing to follow through and execute that initiative? So being part of the AP Capstone, you've definitely shown that initiative, that you're willing to self-engage. However, how can we now take that and share it with our community? So I'm going to talk a lot about this AP WE opportunity. It's not required, but I really am going to highly recommend it because I think it's an amazing opportunity. So the AP WE asks students to identify how their topic is important to their community, and then how can we possibly address this? Maybe through some kind of public awareness or civic engagement or volunteer opportunity. All right, so again, by showing initiative, making a plan, following through, and executing it, you're showing that you're not only a critical thinker, but you're willing to do what needs to be done to get things done. So again, making you a really great asset to professional organizations, your potential careers, and colleges for the future. It's also a great way to build great relationships and maybe get possible job opportunities in the future by engaging in your community. Okay, so that's the AP WE that we'll talk a lot about. Remember, you're engaging in one topic for the entire year, so it needs to be something that you're interested in and that you can narrow. So over the summer, that is your goal, is that you are going to be narrowing and looking for potential topics. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to ask you to do is to please complete the survey that I have attached in the message and that Mr. Valentine has shared with you. Please then follow up and start doing some preliminary research. I'm asking you to start looking at 2 topics, and for each of those 2 topics, I hope that you can find 5 sources to start the resource or the research. For each of those 5 sources, you're going to complete a brief annotation. I've included a document and a link to explain annotations, but I'm pretty sure most of you have done that already. Okay, so again, just to summarize, 2 potential topics. For each of the topics, 5 sources. and an annotation for each of the 5 sources. I've really limited this summer assignment, but we need to start the year strong where we can talk about your topics and really start to narrow them right from the start so that you can then continue that research. Your sources should be a variety of sources, so try to use Gale through the online library or even Google Scholar to get some scholarly sources. You can certainly also use news and basic web sources, but you want to make sure that you're getting a variety of information and that it is mature information, and start thinking about what is the gap you are going to fill. So for example, this year we had a student that evaluated the inefficiency of the two-party system, political system, considering the changes in our society and the needs of millennials and younger generations. So the gap that that student was addressing was that no one really talks to the 16, 17, 18-year-olds, and specifically in Pinellas County, about their opinions of such. Okay, so we also had a few students that looked at how different immigration and ethnical backgrounds impact parenting styles. And again, the age group and the regionality, Pinellas County was the gap. So just to give you some ideas of what you might want to think about. And again, think of things that are important to you. There's one sample paper that we'll read where a student was of the Asian ethnicity, and she was really overwhelmed with the number of restaurants that classify themselves as authentic. So she started evaluating Yelp reviews, cataloged the types of words used, and then counted the number of times each word was used in a particular review to categorize whether or not places were really authentic based upon their Yelp review. I thought that was a really kind of unique one. So again, think of things that are important to you, 2 potential topics, 5 sources for each topic, and annotate each of those sources. Again, I'm more than happy to have you stop by and say hi if you're still on campus, or you can email me if you have any questions. I appreciate you taking the time to watch the video. And again, I'm really excited to see what kind of great ideas you all come up with. And I hope you have a great summer. Thanks very much.